There are murders born from rage, some from jealousy, but every once in a while, there comes a case drenched in something far darker. A case where a man claims the devil himself reached into his mind and tore his world apart from the inside. Tonight, we step into the shadows of 1970s England. A quiet town, a devoted church group, and a butcher named Michael Taylor, whose descent into madness became one of the most horrifying cases of alleged demonic possession ever recorded. This is the Ossett murder, and it is not for the faint of heart. Ossett, West Yorkshire, an ordinary English town, a place where people kept their heads down, worked their jobs, and went to church on Sundays. Michael Taylor, born 21st September 1944, fit right in. A butcher by trade, a husband, a familiar face around town. Nothing about him suggested danger, but beneath the surface, something had begun to twist. Michael and his wife Christine joined a local Christian fellowship group led by a young woman named Marie Robinson. These meetings weren't fire and brimstone sermons, they were emotional, intimate, intense. Members often cried, confessed, collapsed into spiritual ecstasy. And for Michael, this environment unlocked something volatile. In 1974, Christine Taylor made a shocking claim right in front of the entire group. She accused Michael and Marie of having a carnal relationship, a sin of the flesh. Michael didn't deny it. Instead, he said something far more disturbing. He admitted he felt an evil inside him. When the group urged him and Marie to speak privately to resolve the issue, Michael crossed the line. He made a pass at her. Marie rejected him, and when they returned to the group, she revealed what he had done. Michael snapped. He lashed out at her with a fury that stunned everyone, including his own wife. Marie screamed back at him. The room erupted in chaos. Something was wrong with Michael Taylor. Terribly wrong. He was granted absolution during the next meeting, but the darkness inside him only grew stronger. His behavior spiraled mood swings, violent outbursts, paranoia. Marie urged the couple to let her perform an exorcism. The Taylors refused, but the church had other plans. Enter Peter Vincent, the local vicar known for the art of deliverance. A man believed to have the spiritual authority to cast out demons. Vincent assembled a team of ministers, including Methodist clergyman Reverend Raymond Smith. Together, they staged what would become one of the most infamous exorcisms in British history. The ritual took place on the night of October 5, 1974, inside the cold, echoing walls of St. Thomas's Church in Gorba. According to witnesses, the moment the exorcism began, Michael convulsed, spat, cursed, and howled like an animal. Throughout the night, the priests claimed to cast out at least 40 demons. Demons of blasphemy, lewdness, bestiality, and worse. Hours passed. Michael grew exhausted, then violent, then eerily calm, as if something else inside him was shifting. By dawn, the exorcists collapsed from fatigue, and yet they weren't finished. They believed 3 demons still remained: insanity, murder, and violence. And unbelievably, they let him go home. What happened next is the reason this case is still whispered about half a century later. Shortly after returning home, Michael Taylor descended into a state no one had anticipated. His mind, already fractured, shattered completely. In a violent frenzy, he attacked his wife Christine. The scene was catastrophic. Investigators later described her injuries as so severe, so frenzied, that it scarcely seemed possible for one person to inflict them with their bare hands. Michael had gouged out Christine's eyeballs, torn out her tongue, and nearly removed her face, all with his bare hands. The family dog was also killed in the chaos. And then, silence. A short while later, a police officer discovered Michael wandering naked through the streets of Ossett, drenched in blood, shivering, and babbling incoherently. He wasn't running, he wasn't hiding. He seemed lost inside himself, as though he had no idea what had just happened. What the officer witnessed that night would haunt him forever. In March 1975, Michael Taylor stood trial for the murder of his wife. The courtroom was packed, the public fascinated and horrified. Psychiatrists described a mind in complete collapse. Priests testified about demons. Journalists printed every sensational detail. In the end, Michael Taylor was found not guilty by reason of insanity. He was committed to Broadmoor Hospital for 2 years, then to a secure ward in Bradford for another 2, and finally released. Released back into the world. The Ossett murder case became a national obsession, a chilling intersection of faith, psychology, and horror. A story that forced the public to ask, was Michael Taylor possessed? Or was he driven to madness by the very people who sought to save him? Nearly 50 years later, the echoes of that night still linger. In a quiet English town, in an old stone church, in whispered conversations about what really happened to Michael Taylor. Was it the devil, a mental breakdown, a failure of the church's misguided attempt to play with forces they didn't understand? No one can say for certain, but one thing is undeniable. Whatever entered Michael Taylor's life in 1974 didn't leave until it had destroyed everything he loved. If you found this story as chilling as us, remember to like, subscribe, and comment your theories below. Do you believe Michael Taylor was possessed or pushed past the brink by fear and manipulation? Until next time, keep your lights on and keep your faith close. Like, share, and subscribe for more.